All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Jacob Teacher YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing well. I've got a great lesson for you tonight. A few things I'd like to talk about before we get started. Some of you maybe already know, but I've just recently opened up the waitlist for my English language club that is going to be open soon for people to join. So the link to join the waitlist for my club is in the description of this video. And I will be releasing more information about that club in the weeks to come. I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to be a great time. So make sure to join the waitlist if you are interested. And the way to do that, follow the link in the description of this video, enter your name and email into the form on my website, and you will be on the list. Another announcement. Next week is going to be the last live lesson on this YouTube channel for a little while. I'm doing this for two reasons. One, as many of you probably know, I'm moving back to Canada in less than 2 weeks now. So I've been living in Korea for 2 years, and I'm moving back to Canada very soon. So the move is going to be quite hectic. I won't have internet for a while, of course. I'm going to take a break from live lessons on YouTube. I will still release other content on this channel, but as far as live lessons go, I won't be doing those. The second reason I want to take a break is because I really want to take some time to think about the best way to spend my time on all of these wonderful platforms that technology has allowed for us. So I'm going to take some time and really think about the best way that I can spend my time on Facebook, on YouTube, and everything else. With this English language club opening up too, that is going to require a lot of my time, so I need to do some thinking. That's not to say that I'm completely done with live lessons on this YouTube channel. I don't think I am. I really enjoy doing them, but I'm going to take a short break until further notice. Now, we're going to be talking about astrological signs today. Specifically, we're talking about Leo. One cool thing that happened, I posted the link to this live lesson on my Facebook page, and immediately people commented saying, "Oh my God, it's my birthday today, it's my birthday today." I think there were 3 people who said it was their birthday today. So I just wanted to wish a quick happy birthday to Adriana Bavera, Shaklo Azmatova, and Shabnam Safarova. Sorry if I mispronounced those names. But happy birthday to all of you. There's someone special in my life whose birthday it is too. So happy birthday to everyone. Let me just check on the live chat room. Crazy Mom and Twins is here. Good morning, Helen from Brazil. Estella is here. Estella, long time no see. Good to have you back, Estella. I hope you're doing well. Kani is here from Kurdistan. Hale is here as well. Great to see all of you. Let's start this lesson on horoscopes. So I'm quite excited about this lesson. I think I might do one every month in some form. What I really enjoy is horoscopes are nice and short. So you really can take a lot of language lessons out of a single paragraph, and that's what I'm going to do in this lesson. I took this particular horoscope from the website horoscope.com. So it's just taken directly from there, and it's just one short little paragraph. I split it up into 2 paragraphs in this video, but that's what we will be reading. We're going to learn 4 new vocabulary words. I think some of them will be advanced, some of them you might already know, but that's okay. And there will be lots of opportunities to practice. So let's get started. I'm going to read through the whole horoscope once. It's quite complicated. It may seem really difficult at first, but don't worry. We're going to break the whole thing down into smaller pieces. And by the end of this lesson, I hope that it won't be a problem for you to understand. So let's get started. This is the horoscope, today's horoscope for Leo. Situations and people with strong opinions about how things are done may impede your trajectory today, Leo. Issues of love and romance may be the most affected by this tense energy. The key is to remember that everyone isn't your enemy. Try not to get paranoid about this. Do your best to take a relaxed approach and have confidence that things will work out fine. Okay, so we're going to start with the word impede. Impede is a really great English word. If you don't know what impede means, impede is a verb that means to make someone's movement or progress more difficult. So let's look at some example sentences here. We have the first sentence. Imagine that someone is saying this to someone else, and maybe they're in a library and one person wants to study, but his or her friend keeps talking to them and it's annoying. So maybe he or she says, "You are impeding my ability to concentrate. You are impeding my ability to concentrate." What that means is you are preventing or making my ability to concentrate difficult. You are impeding my ability to concentrate. After the verb impede, we often just have a noun phrase. So the next sentence, the rain impeded the construction team's progress. So imagine it's raining, there is a construction crew or team. They're trying to work, but their progress is being made more difficult by the rain. The rain is impeding the construction team's progress. Here is an example from the news. I took this from a journal from Canada, I believe, and the headline is "Roadway Changes Impede Traffic Flow." So this is from the city of Edmonton, I think. I guess they're making changes to the roads there, and the changes are impeding traffic flow. They're making the flow of traffic more difficult. Here's my first question for you. When you are working to achieve your goals, what is something that often impedes your progress? Once again, when you are working to achieve your goals, what is something that often impedes your progress? So what is something that makes achieving your goals more difficult, basically? What is something that slows down your progress? Let me know in the comments section. Just going to take a sip of water here. I know for me personally, often when I'm trying to get something done, maybe when I'm trying to plan a live lesson or some other piece of content for my website or Facebook page, one of my friends will call me and he or she will have something fun that is happening. They'll invite me out and that will impede my progress. I often feel very tempted to go out with friends when maybe I should stay at home and work on everything that I need to work on. So that's something that I struggle with. That's something that often impedes my own progress. Tell me, what impedes your own progress? And if you're watching the replay, of course, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and get back to you. GoFriend says, non-helpful people impede my progress while working. Non-helpful people impede my progress while working. Okay, yeah, great. Non-helpful people impede my progress while working. I would probably rephrase that to say people who aren't helpful impede my progress while working, but I think you could have it like you have it there, and that's okay. And yes, people who aren't helpful they can be very frustrating when you're trying to work on something. It looks like the comment section is a little slow today, but that is okay. I'm going to continue moving forward. So let's go back to the horoscope. The next word I want to look at is trajectory. Trajectory. What does the word trajectory mean? Trajectory, for one, it means the flight path of some object that's in the air. So maybe an airplane. An airplane takes off, it flies through the air, and then it lands. This path, that is the trajectory of the airplane. You could also have the trajectory of a bomb, the trajectory of something that you throw. It's that path that the object takes. Now, we also use the word trajectory to describe the way in which a process or an event develops over time. So, for example, I am satisfied with the trajectory of my career. So you can think of a career as something that has a steady path. Ideally, what all of us would love is if our careers went up and up and up and up like this and got better and better and better with time. So I'm satisfied with the trajectory of my career means that I'm satisfied with the path that my career is on. Sometimes it can be difficult to understand the trajectory of your life. Sometimes it can be difficult to understand the trajectory of your life. So life has a very strange trajectory, of course. Life often feels like it goes up and down and up and down. Sometimes we feel like everything is perfect and everything is working exactly how we want it to. And other times we all of a sudden feel like nothing is going right. So sometimes it can be difficult to understand the trajectory of your life. Life goes up and down and sideways and everywhere. Finish the sentence. Here is my next question for you. She felt unsatisfied with the trajectory of her relationship, mainly because blah, 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 blah. You tell me, how does this sentence end? So again, a relationship often has a strange trajectory too. A romantic relationship with someone goes up and down and up and down. So in this example, this woman is unsatisfied with the trajectory of her relationship. Maybe the relationship feels like it's on a downward trend. You could finish this sentence. Here's one example. She felt unsatisfied with the trajectory of her relationship, mainly because she always thought she would have kids by this time. Mainly because she didn't feel like she was in love with him anymore. You could end this sentence in a number of different ways. Sam is with us too. Hello, Sam. And Sam says, when I face some hurdles, it usually impedes me. So you want to say it impedes your progress. Hurdles, when I face hurdles, they impede my progress. Sam asks, what does a horoscope mean? So horoscope, when we're talking about horoscopes, we're talking about astrology. To be honest with you, my knowledge of horoscopes is not that great, but I know that horoscopes have something to do with the position of the moon and the sun in the sky around the time that you were born. So people have these stories about your character, about who you are, based on the position of the sun and the moon around the time that you were born. That's probably not complete. Well, it's probably a little wrong, but It has something to do with the position of the sun and the moon. But basically, in today's world, horoscopes are very popular in magazines and newspapers, and often they are just kind of predictions about one's character or about what will happen to one in the near future. So that's what a horoscope is. Hello, too. Thank you for joining. And let me know, if someone could finish the sentence for me. I'm curious to read your answer. Yes, it is a zodiac sign, Sam. Exactly. It is like a zodiac sign. That's what we're talking about today, the zodiac sign Leo. Great. Hale says there was no mutual respect between them. There was no mutual respect between them. Perfect sentence. Great. And that would probably not lead to a great trajectory in any relationship. Let's keep going. Feel free to answer this question again at any time. And let's move on to the next word. So this is the horoscope, Sam, that we're reading today. At the end of this lesson, I will come back and read through the whole thing again. We're going to look at the word tense. Now, tense, we can talk about tense in many ways. We often talk about muscles being tense, and that means that a muscle in our body is very tight, it's painful, it's very tight, and it hurts to move. So we talk about muscles and body parts being tense. We talk about people being tense, and we talk about situations, events, or things being tense. What that means is when we're talking about people or situations, we're talking about anxiety or nerves, an anxious or nervous situation. That is a tense situation. Let's look at some example sentences. The situation in the meeting room became tense as soon as the boss entered. Once again, the situation in the meeting room became tense as soon as the boss entered. So immediately after the boss entered the room, the situation, the atmosphere in the room was very tense. There was almost a nervous feel to the room. Next sentence, she felt tense as she waited for his call. She felt tense as she waited for his call. So she's waiting for a phone call and she feels very tense, nervous, anxious, restless, all those uncomfortable feelings that we have from time to time. What are some topics of conversation that usually lead to people feeling tense? What are some topics of conversation that usually lead to people feeling tense? One topic that often results in people feeling tense is politics, especially at a dinner party, let's imagine, when everyone is supposed to be very positive and cheery. Sometimes politics will come up in conversation, and that can often lead to a very tense situation or a tense mood. Gofran is giving me her own horoscope, it seems. So Jacob Teacher seems curious about his trajectory, life in the near future. That's why today's lesson refers to horoscope. Well, yes, I think I'm someone who is always thinking about my life and what I'm doing and where I'm going. Sometimes to a fault. Sometimes I should try and stop worrying about the future and everything in life, but that's just me. That's who I am. To be honest with you, though, Gofran, I was planning on doing a lesson about horoscopes for a long time. I had it on my list of things to do. I thought it would be really fun. So today just happened to be the day on which I did a live lesson about horoscopes. And yeah, it turned out a pretty funny. It turned out to be a pretty funny day to choose because of all the birthdays that are today. So Sam is talking about. Sam says war might be a conversation that would lead to a tense situation. And yes, you're right. War is an uncomfortable topic to talk about many times. Let me know what else. Maybe sex is a difficult topic to discuss. Even in very close relationships, sex is often hard to talk about, and people feel tense when they talk about sex. Money, too, that's another one. Conversations about money, they make people feel tense. Let's keep going. Again, leave a comment if you'd like. The last word that we're going to talk about today, paranoid. Paranoid. Sticking with the topic of anxiety and feeling nervous, paranoid is when you're unreasonably or obsessively anxious or suspicious. Now, paranoia is actually a clinical disorder, but we often use the word paranoid more lightly, as you'll see in the examples that I'm about to show you. But what really characterizes paranoia is that the worry, the suspicion, the anxiety that one person feels is unreasonable, or that this person is obsessing about it. So here are some examples. In these examples, I'm using the word paranoid more lightly. Okay, so we're not, again, paranoia is actually a clinical disorder, and people who suffer from paranoia are often treated by psychologists, and it's a very serious thing. But we also use the word in the English language more lightly and more playfully, even sometimes. So there's a picture I have up here of a guy who's looking fairly paranoid. And let's read the first example sentence. Stop worrying about her. You're just being paranoid. So let's imagine that a man is worrying about his girlfriend. He's worried that, I don't know, maybe she has a relationship with another man, or maybe she wants to break up with him soon, whatever the problem is. And maybe his friend who's talking to him at the time says, stop worrying about her, you're just being paranoid. That means is you're worrying too much, and your worries are unreasonable. They're not grounded in reality. So stop being paranoid. In the second sentence, sometimes I get paranoid and think that everyone is watching me. So I'm sure all of us, to some degree, have felt this before when we're really nervous in public, and sometimes we feel like everyone is watching us. What sorts of things are you scared of? Have you ever felt paranoid before? I know sometimes I feel paranoid when I have like a pimple. Sometimes I'll get a pimple on my face, and when I go out in public, I feel like everyone's looking at this pimple and everyone can see it, and I don't feel good. I feel uncomfortable. So that is, I often feel paranoid in those situations. Oh, let's stay on that question for a second. Sorry about that. So let me know. Okay, Hale says exams. Yes, exams. I think talking about exams, maybe you mean exams themselves make people feel very tense. And yes, I agree with you, but talking about exams, maybe not. I don't know, maybe. Maybe you're right. GoFran says, I feel tense when girls talk about football. Okay, so GoFran doesn't like when girls talk about football or feels tense. Why do you feel tense? I'm curious to know. Esteban says, religion. Yes, religion is certainly a topic that can be uncomfortable to talk about. A topic that can leave people feeling tense. Isn't paranoid an offensive adjective? Yes, that's a great point, Halle. Paranoid can be offensive at times. It can be used to kind of insult someone else. Again, this is something like so many things in English that really depend on the context. Sometimes I'd tease my friend about being paranoid. Sometimes someone else would tease me about being paranoid. And in those situations, when you're with your friends, it can be playful. It doesn't have to be offensive. It really depends on the context, but you are right in that certainly there are times when calling someone paranoid would be really offensive and would not be a nice thing to do. So thank you for that. And yes, Madi, yes, you're right about that. Sam says, sometimes I feel like paranoid when I have supper in the marriage around people. Ah, okay, so I think what you're trying to say is sometimes I feel paranoid when I have dinner with your wife around other people, or when you have dinner around other people, Sam. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. Alan, there's a great idea. When I compare myself with others, I'm getting paranoid and feel obsessed. Great. Yes. Often comparing ourselves with others can make us feel, at the very least, not very great. We start thinking about all the things we don't have rather than all the things that we do have and should be grateful for. Connie says, my first day in university, I thought everyone was looking at me, but then I knew it's just a paranoid feeling. Great. Yes, the first day of university can be a very stressful day. I know I was stressed out and anxious on my first day of university. I also felt pretty cool, though, being on a university campus. I felt like I was, a cool student on campus. And that was nice. Okay, so let's return one more time to this whole long paragraph and try and break it down. Situations and people. Remember this, they're talking about, they're speaking to someone who was born, someone who is a Leo, someone whose zodiac sign is Leo. Situations and people with strong opinions about how things are done may impede your trajectory today. So what is impeding trajectory here? Let's talk about that. What is impeding your trajectory? Well, situations and people with strong opinions about how things are done. So people who have strong opinions about how things should be done in life and other situations are impeding your trajectory. So the trajectory, it's kind of general here. The trajectory could mean the trajectory for the day. So the day's trajectory could mean for life, for the week. We don't really know. It's not really stated here. But situations and people with strong opinions are impeding trajectory. Remember, impede means making it difficult, making the trajectory difficult. Issues of love and romance may be the most affected by this tense energy. So we're describing energy as tense here, or this horoscope is rather. Tense energy, so a nervous, anxious energy. And what this horoscope is saying is that issues of love and romance, so in this person's life, love and romance may be affected by this tense energy. The key is to remember that everyone isn't your enemy. I think that sentence is fairly simple. The key is to remember that everyone isn't your enemy. When we say key here, we're talking about a tool that you can use to make you feel better, really. The key, the solution you could think of. The solution is to remember that everyone isn't your enemy. Try not to get paranoid about this. Okay, try not to get paranoid about this. Do your best to take a relaxed approach and have confidence that things will work out fine. So what this means is try to relax when you approach things. Just try to relax and have confidence that things will work out fine. Work out, the phrasal verb here, means things will be okay, that things will work out fine. Let me know, what do you think about horoscopes in the comment section? Let me know, do you believe in horoscopes? What is your general opinion about them? Often when I read horoscopes, and I know many people feel this too, you read them and the sentences are so general that they could almost apply to anyone, it seems. So I'm not a Leo, but I'm a Pisces. But when I read this, I could apply it to my own life. I think as people, we start to immediately draw connections between things. And I think that's what we do with horoscopes a lot of the time. So let me know, what do you think? Let me just read some of your comments again. Okay, so some of you are confused about this. That's no problem. We will spend some time and try to understand it better. Girlfriend says, I usually pay a lot of attention focusing. Okay, I think you're trying to say, oh yes, I usually feel paranoid because I spend much time and pay a lot of attention focusing on details. Yes, girlfriend, I know what that feeling is like. It seems like you are a perfectionist, maybe. We say in English, we use the word perfectionist to refer to someone who is almost obsessed with getting everything perfect. A perfectionist. I'm kind of a perfectionist too. When I participate in a competition, I feel paranoid that I may be failed. So you feel paranoid about failing, about the potential of failing, Sam. Yes, I think that is normal. Sometimes that is healthy too. Sometimes when you're nervous before a competition, it motivates you to do better. Tense in this text means extreme. Do I understand right? Hale, tense in this example just means kind of nervous, anxious energy. So we're describing energy as tense. And remember, the sentence before is talking about people who are impeding trajectory. So people who are not having a good effect on whoever this horoscope is for. I have a lot of problems with approach word. I can't understand it. So let's look at the word approach. Do your best to take a relaxed approach. So you can think of the word approach here as a word that means the way that you will handle the situation, the way that you will deal with the situation, right? Think of a plane, an airplane taking off. Or sorry, an airplane landing. An airplane that's landing is approaching the ground. So an airplane that is landing has to plan its approach. And you can think of it in a similar way here. If this person is an airplane that is trying to land, he or she is planning out how to do that. So what this text is saying is try to take a relaxed approach. So when you are dealing with people, when you are doing whatever you are doing, try to be relaxed. Try to approach everything that you do with a relaxed energy. I hope that helps. Let me know if you're still confused. And yes, we have some people who are skeptical, as I am, with horoscopes. My mom loves them. My mom believes in them 100%, I think. She often tells me what my horoscope is for the day, so she would disagree with you, Gofran, and with you, Sam, but yes, I personally agree. So Gofran says, honestly, horoscopes are written by normal persons who have no idea about the future. It is a weakness to believe horoscopes daily. Very strong opinion about horoscopes from GoFriend. Sam says, as far as from my experience, I don't believe horoscopes. It's just kind of science. It's not real. Maybe superstition. Yes, I think so too. A lot of it is superstition. Alan says, stressful life always impedes and step out of the line the person who is trying to figure out successful life. Yes, so life is stressful, and many different events can impede our progress towards success. All right, so that is all that I have for you today. Thank you all so much for participating in this live lesson. I hope you found it valuable, and I hope that you learned some new English words today. Let me just switch back to my main screen here. Again, happy birthday to everyone whose birthday it is today. And yeah, this next week, again, will be the last live lesson for a while on this channel. I will mention that again next week on Tuesday. And yes, again, if you want to join the waitlist for my English Language Club, the link to do that is in the description below. I can't think of anything else. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember it. So I will leave it at that. Thank you all so much. I will see you next week. Take care.